Welcome to the Anchor Application Overview. This is your main admin dash panel. From here you'll be able to create user accounts, manage your own campaigns, load credits to your customers, create your own mobile websites, your own mobile landing pages, QR barcodes, web scripts which are used for opting in from a website for a mobile campaign. So we'll begin by showing you how to set up a new customer. It's real easy. Once you click on Customer Management, a new screen will open up where you can choose to add a new customer. It's very simple to add a new customer. You will just create their username, their password, all their business information, line it out with their email address and their PayPal email address. We do have a PayPal option in here to integrate with your PayPal account for you to bill your customers via PayPal. We do have APIs available for you to program your own shopping cart if you're going to use your own authorized.net gateways. Scrolling down, you can see that you can choose to load them with monthly credits or rollover credits. Monthly credits are up to on a monthly basis, so if you set them to have 1,000 SMS rollover credits every single month, you would use the rollover credit feature. So that will be covered in your training on how to set that up for your customers. Moving down even further, you can see here that you have the ability to set them up with a low credit notify and the method of notification. The method of notification is either via email or SMS, which is set up prior here in the earlier part of the customer setup. So we can choose to notify them when they reach a threshold of 500 all the way down to 25 credits left in their account. And then again we can choose the method of delivery. It will send them a message letting them know their account is running low on credits and they need to purchase more. If you are using the PayPal option inside the white label admin, you'll be able to create packages in there for your customers to choose from and pay via PayPal. Once they've paid via PayPal, it will automatically transfer the credits from your admin account to their user account. Down below that, you'll be able to choose how many keywords that account is allowed to create. You'll select your virtual group, which will be your subdomain of your white label. And you can turn off certain features such as the Facebook, the Twitter integration, publication tools, the mobile app tool, and you can even also deactivate the mobile landing page tool. Media credits are used as hosting credits. So hosting credits are used to keep your HTML5 mobile web applications live on a monthly basis and or your publications. We'll cover those later in the demo. You can also set the date format for the customer, whether it's AM or PM or a 24-hour clock. Using the time zone enabled allows you to set their message scheduler to the time zone that they're in, so there's no miscommunication on when a message should be delivered. The sales ID is if you are tracking this account via a salesperson's ID number. Over on the right here, you do see the green question marks, and you'll see those as we travel through the application here because those are your easy to get tips and hints about what that portion of the application does. So once a customer account has been set up, you'll be able to provide them the username and password and either the link to your login, which looks like this, where your logo will be present. This will be done into your subdomain. When you become a white label, you'll create a record off of your domain and point it to our IP address. So we're logging back in. Now we're logged in as an administrator here, so you're going to see certain features that are not available to the user accounts. Now once logged into the account, the first thing I would recommend taking your customer to would be the support feature. The support feature is where they can submit a support ticket to you. You'll provide us that during your setup of your brand new white label. You logged in as an admin will have an admin user guide here, and your customers will see a user guide here. Again, this is completely generic, so it does not mention any mention of Anchor whatsoever throughout the user guide. They also have the watch video feature up here under support, which you have a video player built in, and you also have other videos that are here as well to give a general walkthrough of the application on how to use it. Going back to support here, they will also, like I said, be able to submit a support ticket, and it will automatically populate from the email that you place in their email address when setting up their user account. Now that you have given them the brief walkthrough of the application, Moving into setting up their first campaign under keyword management is where you'll go next. So you'll go to keyword management, you'll click add new services. This, and again, most of this is just overview. This will be covered more in depth during your training. Here is where you're going to create your keyword campaign. Select what happens when the text message is received, such as if we're going to forward it to an email for lead generation, or if we're going to have it set so that it is sending an SMS for lead generation, or you can have it do both. For more advanced features such as integrating the SMS application in with another application or a CRM of some sorts, you can have it directly post to an HTTP URL so that the other application would then be able to receive that information. And that is an XML string that is pushed across. Once the other application receives the information, you can also provide that customer an API so that their application can have an SMS gateway API tied back into their individual user account. At that point, their application would then be able to send messages via their user account, because each individual user account in here is encrypted with its own CID and its own password. So by choosing this drop-down is how you simply choose how you're going to do it, whether it is, again, forwarding to an email, forwarding to an SMS, both, or directly posting it to an HTTP URL with the same features. At that point, we just simply put in our URL. Now, just for the general here, we're going to set it up as it was standard, with the customer will be added to a group. At this point here, we're going to see that we have the reply message. Now, you can also choose from a template if you have templates set up. I'm going to just choose this one here to show you it auto-populates your message. Here we're going to set up our keyword. Now, if you put in a keyword that's already been used and hit tab, it'll tell you that this keyword is not available. If we put in another spelling or a different way to use it and hit tab, if the keyword is available, nothing happens. If you are building database with inside the system, you must leave the opt-out instructions in. If you're not building database and you're just simply replying with a message, then you can remove the opt-out instructions. But the opt-out instructions are already built into your message, and you can see that by the character counter down below here. The system will allow you to send up to 397 characters in the form of 3 text messages. Now, those messages are broken into 3 different text messages if you continue on past the 160 characters. So, as you see here, we have this message already populated in here from the template that I have chosen. Down below that, we see the Add New Autoresponder message feature. The Add New Autoresponder message feature allows you to set up additional drip message campaigns, so that from the date and the time the person opts in, 1 day later they can get a message, 2 days later they can get a message, and that's going to be driven from the date and the time they opt in, and you can see that you can schedule that all the way out to 3 months. Click Save, and you have it ready to go. If you have a feature or a message up here, or a link to a landing page that you only want the subscriber to be able to access one time by texting in, then you can use this feature here that says you've already subscribed to this service, thank you. So if checked, when the person subscribes, they get the first autoresponder. If they try to text in for the message again, they'll be receiving back a message that says you've already subscribed to this service, thank you. And you can lift that at any given time. The next feature down is the random winner function. So you have the ability to set up a campaign so that it will choose a random winner. So for example, if you're a radio station, or if you're a concert promoter, or somebody that's giving something away, you have a total amount of winners that you're going to have. So if we're a concert promoter and we're giving away 100 free concert tickets, we simply put in here total winners allowed 100. And then we can set our parameters. 1 out of every 6 people that opt in will be chosen as a winner. Put in our winning reply message. Wow. And so now the system would choose 1 out of every 6 people until it has chosen 100 winners total. You will be able to track that through your statistical tracking piece. The next feature down is the Start Coupon Code From. The Start Coupon Code From allows you to put a unique coupon ID in every text message. So if I put in my call to action, use promo code and then I put a bracket and type the word coupon code, this is going to enable the command to bring in a certain number and start from a sequence of numbers. And then we can continue on. So at this point down here where it says start coupon code from, if I put the number 500 in, it will initiate my coupon code numbers at 500. So the first person opting in will get 500, the next person 501, 502, and so on and so forth as the subscribers opt in. And this is where you can also use the you've already subscribed to this service feature if you only want them to be able to get one coupon. At this point, it would be on the retailer or the restaurant or whoever your client is to be able to track those numbers through their own CRM, their own point of sale system, and it's just a matter of them programming it in to log that number as a used number and not allow it to be used again. So now that you have your campaign lined out how you wish to use it, oh, and there's one other feature I forgot, which was the use session function feature. The use session function feature allows you to initiate a two-way chat conversation with a subscriber. So that typically on a shared shortcode, and you'll see that with other systems out there, that a person would have to text a keyword to the shortcode. They get the auto response. If the auto response has a question in it, they're being instructed to reply keyword followed by their answer. And that is because their system is running on a shared shortcode and they have to be able to route that message back to the individual user account. Whereas with this feature, you have the ability to check this box, and if you had a question in your autoresponder, this, when the person subscribes to the keyword, it will engage their phone on a 24-hour session ID, meaning that they first can't text any other keyword, but anything that they text to the shortcode will be routed back to the individual user account, showing in the statistics where they can then reply from the statistics. We'll cover that as we move to statistics. So once we click submit, our keyword is now created, and we can look over here and see under our keyword management tool that demo 8301 has already been created. Now, if we need to edit that, we just edit that, click change, and we've made our changes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move over to statistics. Once you have expanded the statistics tab, you can see that you have a stat search option, which allows you to go back 18 months and search statistics on your accounts. The month, week, and day option. These are pretty much the same layout. It allows you to break down your month, week, and day traffic of user accounts. In this format, you can search out previous months up here. You'll see the top 10 keywords being texted across all user accounts. You'll see the top 10 accounts for the messages being sent, and then you'll be able to track those things down below as well. Week and day, same layout, just different parameters. And you still have the search feature up here as well. Messages received are the individual messages that are coming across as people are opting in. You'll see their phone number, the message, the type of message, whether it's an opt-in or an opt-out, who their carrier is, the date, the time the message was received. As I advised earlier, if you're using the random winner function, then over on the other side here, you will see that we see the flag feature. The flag feature allows you to track the individual random winners here, because if a person was chosen as a winner, it would say random winner here. Moving to messages sent, that is where our outbound messages go. In here, we have the ability to see the delivery receipt to that phone, and we do see handset receipt acknowledgement. Creating vote charts under the statistics fields allows you to create an individual vote chart. So you can have up to 10 keywords voting against each other. So you'll create your keyword campaigns, and think of a campaign like American Idol. That's one most people know. You have different contestants being voted upon by texting a word to a shortcode number. Well, in the same scenario, you can have wine bars have people vote for their favorite types of wine. You can have restaurants and bars vote for their favorite bartender or favorite waitress. Or you can really, anything you can be, I mean, it might be a local place where they're doing the karaoke contest. You could have them vote for a karaoke contest winner. So to add up to 10 keywords, you simply click more keywords, and it just keeps adding another keyword on top. You can title it, so we're going to name this one Today's Vote. And we can put our size and width on the height as big as we want, as little as we want. So if I wanted to make this 900 by 600, and I can show the direction in vertical or horizontal, I can show the votes in numbers or percentages. And then all I have to do is pop in my keywords. So let's just pop in a couple here. And so let's just go with that, and we're going to go ahead and click submit. So now the system creates us our vote chart. So only 4 of those keywords were live keywords that I was testing there. And you can see here it gives us a link. The link is a direct link just to the vote chart by itself. So let's just open that up. And you can see here that there's our vote chart. So if you have a laptop hooked up to a PC or a Jumbotron or a big screen, people can see the live results of the voting. Real simple and easy, and you guys will be thoroughly trained on all of this as we go through your training. So now you've seen how to set up a new customer, take them into their account, show them how to create a keyword campaign, track that keyword campaign through the statistics. So what happens with all of our subscribers? Well, they're stored under the Ad Edit contact groups. So all your group databases are going to be housed here. And they are going to be named after the keyword, unless you specify otherwise. And yes, you can have multiple keywords writing into the same database. Again, part of your training. So here's just a little demo one. And so if I open this up, there's all my subscribers. Now, you also see that you as an administrator have the ability to export and import. So if you exported this and merged and purged your first name, last name, and email information into one spreadsheet, you could re-upload that. Because when sending messages to a group database, now we're going to talk about how to send a live message, we expand the send message field and we go to group text message. Going to group text message, at this point we can choose our database, type our message. Now if we have a database that has first names and last names and email address information in it, we can use command tags. So I'm going to put in a bracket, type in first name, and close the bracket. This would pull the first name from the database that we're sending the message to, auto-populate it in the message, and then personalize each text message. So just for demo purposes, I'm going to use another message template here. And so this is where our messages will go. And so if this is the message we're sending to our database, we just simply click submit. But you see 2 other features here. Also send to Facebook and also send to Twitter. Each individual user account has the ability to be integrated in with Facebook and Twitter pages or accounts through those social networks. So that when your customer or you are sending out a campaign message, you can have that same message automatically post to Facebook and send a tweet from Twitter. If you are using the Twitter feature, make sure your max characters are 140, and again, you have the character counter right here. Click submit, that message has gone to the database, and you've sent a live real-time message. Under send messages, you have the ability to send an individual text message as well. And you see the green question mark. You can see that you can send it up to 5 numbers in comma separated value. As you guys see me using the templates, we're going to open up template management. And you can see you can create templates in here very easily. Put in the name, put in the description, or I'm sorry, your message, and click save. At that point, it's ready to go. So if you are in group text message, you can choose a template. If you're in text message, you can choose a template. If you're in keyword management, you can choose a template. So that's where you'll be able to access all of your templates, is from creating them inside of the template management field. So that's how you send real lifetime messages. And we also have the feature of sending timed release messages through the message scheduler. Message scheduler is simply a calendar. We choose our date that we want to send the message. So if we want to schedule a message tomorrow, wishing everybody a great weekend or whatever it may be, it might be a holiday. At this point, we can choose the time zone, and as I explained earlier on customer management, when setting up the time zone, it's going to automatically have their time zone set in the message scheduler. We can choose our date if we need to change it, or we can adjust our time. Click on the date, and now it's set to go at the time that we've chosen. You can send a reminder, hours, days, minutes ahead of time. Make it a reoccurring message and choose a daily, weekly, all the way to yearly pattern for your reoccurring. And you can even have that campaign end at a certain date and time. The type of message we're sending. whether it's to an existing customer if it's a single message, or to a new customer if it's a single message. Maybe it's a doctor, a dentist, a day spa, a salon as an appointment reminder. Might be even a car dealership or a quick oil change place that your services are due on your vehicle. So we can add them manually, or they might already be in our database, and we can choose them from there. Or if we're going to send it to an entire group, we just choose that feature. Again, you can choose from a message template or type your own message. The description is just for tracking purposes, so that if you're looking at all your scheduled events, you can easily pull that. You can see you can time release to Facebook and time release to Twitter from here as well. Click Save and you have a scheduled message to go. Now we're going to move on to the mobile web portions of the application, such as the mobile landing page. We're going to start here. So mobile landing pages are really simple to create. We click Add New, and we can title this. So I'm going to name this one Real Demo 830 because I'm going to create one for if it was a real estate company. So at this point, we're going to click our header image, and we're going to go and choose our image. I'm going to choose my image that I want for the header of the website. And then we're going to paste in some content. So I have some just general content on a little notepad here that I'm going to copy and paste from. So we're going to put that right here. Now we can add additional files such as media files. It may be clickable, enlargeable pictures of the house that's for sale. So let's just grab some of those. We'll throw a few in here. And you can add up to all of those, or you can just put a few in. We're just going to pop a few in there for now. Now we do have another content field down here at the bottom that we can put some things in. And so if I'm going to put all the features of the house, like the information for property 123 Main Street, so there it all is. I can put in a footer image as well. My footer image, in this case, I'm just going to use the same as our header. Or if I'm a real estate agent, I might want to use a headshot. And so now, all I have to do is click Submit. Oops, I do need to choose a file. All I have to do now is click Submit, and it's building our mobile website for us. Now here's the live link to it. But if we go back to our list, I can locate the one I just created by searching it out, finding the real demo. At this point, I can click Edit. This is where you have the WYSIWYG editor to edit this out and do anything you really need to do with it. So my image, I do want my image to fill the screen nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit my image. Instead of leaving it at a pixel size, I can go in here and I can choose to make it a percentage. So if I want that to be, let's just say 95% of every screen's width that opens it up, so be it. I can then just do that, and you do see it makes it bigger in our WYSIWYG, but it also makes it responsive, so that as we're, well, you'll see it as we expand it. Let's do that to our logo down at the bottom here. And we're just going to click Update. And then we can even add in a YouTube video if we wish. So for those of you that aren't programmers, just type it in here, video here. Then you can go into your HTML, scroll down, find where it says video here down here. And I've already got a YouTube video that I've grabbed. So let's just go ahead and paste that here. So we highlight our video here that we typed on there so we can easily find it in here where we want our video, put in our iframe code, click Update. Now we have our video. So once we click Save, here it is. We can then view it on an emulator. There's our video. There it is. You created a mobile landing page that quickly. At this point, there's your long URL. Here's a short bit.ly tracking URL that you can use, which will track the view count. And if you need a QR barcode that takes you directly to it, just right-click there, save the image to your computer, and put it on all your marketing materials. If you're going to put this in a text message where maybe they're texting 123 main to 59769, and they're going to get back a text message that says, hey, welcome to this house, click here for all the information. You can then put the link in the text message autoresponder so that it will be there for them when they text in. And again, you will be thoroughly trained on this application. This is just a high-level overview. Now, if you would like to create a QR barcode, you can go to QR codes, click Add New, and just like every barcode out there, you can have it do the redirect to the HTTP URL. By having it take them to the URL, I hope you have it going to a mobile landing page or to a mobile website. At that point, all you have to do is place in the URL, put in your size, and yes, you can choose the foreground color and the background color. But there's other options. You can have it do a pop-up with a text, with not a text message, but just text content, or we can have it do a scan to call. So if we put in the 800 number, or we put in our mobile phone number, when they scan that barcode, you can have it send them a direct call to the business. Put in our size, colors, click Add. The SMS feature allows you to build database with the QR barcodes, because we could set it up to have it create the text message in the phone going to the with the keyword, so that when they scan this barcode, it creates the text message in their phone, opting them into the campaign once they hit send, and at that point now they're in the database and you can then begin to market to them. The size, again, just choose your size, colors, and so on and so forth. A new feature that we just did on the QR barcodes are the V-card. The V-card option allows you to set up a V-card QR barcode so that when people fill their information out in here, and yes, you can put a link in here, and they scan that barcode, it will automatically download your contact information right into the contact information or the contact source on their phone. Now, the V-card is a nice option because you can put it on the back of your business card, you can put it on a magnet on your vehicle, wherever you want to connect with somebody. Now, it is kind of a running joke because I do a lot. I do go on a lot of speaking engagements. I'm at a lot of networking events, and I don't like to carry a dead piece of a tree with me, so I don't carry paper business cards per se. And I am those of you that know me, a hair challenged person, so I completely shave my head. So let's go ahead and crack a joke on me. I put a QR barcode on the back of my head and allow people to scan it to download my contact information from the back of my head. So when they ask me for a business card, this is what they're told to scan. So use your V card, business card, QR barcodes however you wish, folks. Moving to the publication management tool, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because there's not a lot to show. Really, the way the publication management tool works is if you have a publication, a magazine, a catalog, a PDF, a Word document, an Excel, a PowerPoint, whatever it may be, you simply upload it into our system, and within 24 hours you have a mobile flipbook publication. If you'd like to know more information about the publication tool, let your account executive know, and you can get a private one-on-one walkthrough. Okay, so moving over to the WebScript tool. The WebScript tool allows you to create a opt-in widget for a website. So, for example, on the Anchor mobile website, if we scroll down here to the bottom, we can see these little web opt-ins. Most of you that are probably on this webinar have tried this feature, and the way that it works is once the person, whatever your call to action is, whether it's to engage with them on a coupon or a special offer, or whether it's to have them opt in for more information such as scheduling a webinar or getting a free demo, as you see here. Once they put their phone number in, the system will send them a text message and asking them to reply back with a particular keyword. Now, opting in from a website does require a double opt-in process. So in that process, it means they're going to get pushed a message from the shortcode, reply with the keyword, now they're in the database. And to set up one of those web scripts is very simple. We just simply go back over to the system, and go into web scripts, click Add New. You do need to title it uniquely, so we're going to name this one Demo 830. Put our frame width and our frame height to be whatever we want it to be, so whatever we're fitting it on the screen. And at this point, this is where your message goes. At this point here, we can even change our button to say whatever we want our button to say. So go mobile. Click Save. And so now, here's our web script, and there's our little widget. Button says Go Mobile. All we have to do is extract our iframe code and go place that in the HTML of our website. You do have encrypted iframe codes, or transparent and transparent encrypted iframe codes down here. The transparent are if you're going to do something like what you see here where it's laid over top of an image. Very easy, very simple to create. The last and final thing we're going to talk about today is the mobile app tool. The mobile app tool allows you to create HTML5 mobile websites. The HTML5 mobile websites are very easy to do. They are the ones that allow you to integrate it in with a parent website through browser detection and redirection, also known as the auto forwarding scripts. So once you create an HTML5 mobile website using our tool, it will give you the script to copy and paste into the header of the parent website so that when it is visited, it will identify the type of browser and redirect them to the mobile experience. So to create one is very simple. We're going to click Add New Application all the way down at the bottom. We're going to name this. And we're going to create from scratch, or you can set up templates for your customers, but we do have some templates already in there for you. Click Save. And so now we have our emulator over here showing us our from scratch mobile website. Here's all the buttons, and we can add more buttons, and we can delete buttons. So to delete a button, such as the RSS button here, delete, gone. If I want to delete the photo one, maybe you're not doing a photo gallery, delete it. Maybe you're not offering a coupon online, delete it. And you can add those back in by going in and clicking Add New. Let's add the coupon one back. Click Save. We title it. And we can put in our image of our coupon, our content, whatever it may be. Click Save, and you can see down here there's our Save Here coupon because I renamed it from coupon to Save Here. So we'll add those back in here in just a moment. So your basics are going to be your HTMLs, your Twitter, your Facebook, YouTube's, direction tabs, add to phone, click to call, click to text, click to email. Now the add to phone is simply just instructions on how to bookmark this to their phone. Now, I don't like it being in the middle. I want that at the bottom. So I'm just going to click and drag that down in our navigation over here. And now we can see it's at the bottom of our navigation here. So to simply move your navigation, you're just going to click and drag. Now, let's set up our background, our header, our image, and everything else. So we're going to click on Edit Application. At this point, you're going to choose an icon. The icon is the favicon icon, so that when they bookmark this to their phone's home screen, the icon that we place here will be the one that represents on their phone. So for example, if I would like to have my anchor ball as the icon on the home, I'm going to choose that. And then we can choose our logos. The logo is going to be the header, and I'll show you another way to do it during training if you want to make it more of a responsive style. So we're going to choose the logo I have right here. And then we can choose our button color. So you have black, blue, gray, silver, and yellow as options. We will be upgrading this here very shortly so that you'll have the background RGB color codes to choose your button colors. But if I was going to choose my background color, I can, or you can upload a background image. If you want to upload any photos here on the home page, you can as well. If you want to add any content above the buttons, so above button content, and if I wanted to put any content below the button navigation structure, we'll just name this one below content. And then we can also put in a footer image. So just for the demo purpose here, we're going to go ahead and use the same as our header. And then we can even do domain masking so that your customer might set up a subdomain or an M.dot off of their URL, point it to the IP address of the server, and all you have to do is put the M.dot here in order to mask the subdomain when somebody opens it up on their browser. Again, you'll be trained on that during training. Click Save. Wait for our emulator to refresh here. So here's our Anchor Mobile logo. There's our above button content. You see our buttons are yellow. There's our below content and our footer. So now we can start setting up our other buttons like our HTML buttons. And again, you can add as many HTML buttons as you wish. So HTML button, we click Edit. And at this point, we're going to put in a button icon. Now I want to name this button our About Us button, just because the button icon is going to be the icon that you're choosing. So since it's an informational page, I'm just going to choose a little red info button to use there. And then I can put in some content. So if I'm going to go back to the website, just basically copy some of this content right here. Oops, wrong one. Go into here and paste in our content. Go down. I do like to have my content on the mobile websites to be fully aligned, so let's get that nice and clean here. And then if you want to upload any images or add any images, it's very simple. So let's just go ahead and pop in one of my little robots here. And so we can open this up. You can paste in a URL for an image, or you can select it from your computer by choosing a file and uploading. So let's use our robot holding the phones here. And we upload that. He shows up here. We choose him. And then we can even adjust his size, but he's the fine size for mobile right there. And we're just going to go ahead and click Insert. Click OK. There he is. Let's actually center him up so he's nice and clean. And so now, if I just want to go ahead and click Save, actually, let me make sure I put my header image in. Nope, I did not. Let's just grab my logo for the header of this page. And so now we're just going to click Save. Wait for our emulator to refresh. There's our About Us. Open that up. There's our logo. There's the information, and there's our robot. So page 1 has been completed. And you can add more, like I said. To hook up Twitter and Facebook and also swap out the icons, we're just going to go ahead and edit that. So for example, I'm going to open up my Twitter account. So if I'm going to take them to my personal Twitter page, all I have to do is go to my personal page. Or I can go to the Anchor mobile page in Twitter, and I can just redirect them to that link. So there we go. There's our Anchor mobile page. Go over here. I do suggest following us on Anchor Mobile. We have a lot of good information out there on Twitter for our followers. Button icons. We can swap out our button icon as well. So if you don't like the icons that we have in their standard, just go and have your own. And so in this case here, here's some I have on my computer. So for my Twitter bird, I'm going to use this one. We've already got our link in there. Click Save. Wait for it to refresh. There's our Twitter button. Same with Facebook. We can swap out our Facebook icon. And all you have to do is go to the Facebook page. Here we are on the Anchor Mobile Facebook page. Just copy the link. Go back. Put that there. Click Save. So now we've got our About Us, our Twitter, our Facebook. And YouTube, you can link directly to a YouTube channel. You can link to a YouTube video. So that's really up to you on how you would like to set up YouTube, and it works in the same fashion. YouTube logo, URL, save, and it's linked. Now, the directions tabs are real simple to do. Direction, menu. I'm sorry, not menu. We type in our address here. So, as I said earlier, 343 North Main Street, 63301. Come visit us if you like, folks. Search finds us on the map. There we are. We click Save. So now we wait for this to refresh. We click the Directions tab. There's your map brought right in on the mobile website. I call it a mobile website because it's an HTML5 mobile website. It lives on the internet. It looks and feels and functions like a native application does. It just does not live on the phone. So that's your difference between a mobile web app and a native app. Click to call, click to text, click to email. Okay, so we go down here, click to call, real simple. We can swap out our button icon if we wish. So staying with our theme, I'm going to choose this little red icon here. We can put in the mobile number, or we can put in the 1-800 number. Click Save. And then there's our little red icon. Click to text and click to email, we're going to do the same thing with. Oops. So we'll use this little red SMS up here. We'll put in, how about my phone number? There's my phone number, guys, my mobile number. Call me if you have any questions. Save. SMS, click to text, click to email, same thing. Let's use, all right, we'll just go down here. We'll use this guy. Click Save. There we go. So if that's all we were doing to it, we can then actually save it as a template, or it's already saved, it's ready to go. All we would have to do is go back and let's just find our demo 830. There we go. All we would have to do is click activate, and once we've activated that, it's a live application. Extract the code, place that in your website, and now you have a mobile-friendly browser detection and redirection website. Guys, thank you for joining me today. There is a lot more that will be covered during training. If you have any questions about the application, please get with your account executive, and they can either schedule you with a one-on-one webinar with me, or you can come to one of our general webinars that we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Again, thanks for joining me.